video is much requested, and I thought I should do it because it's just a normal thing. And I'm just going to probably split this video up into 3 parts. Number 1, why I went to therapy. Number 2, my process. And number 3, how my therapy is. Number 1, why I went to therapy. I personally believed it was because of my phobia of throwing up. Through therapy, I've learnt that it's more of my anxiety, and it's a little bit more complicated than that. But I thought it was because of my phobia of throwing up. I have a very severe phobia of throwing up. It affects my day-to-day life. It makes me do things that I wouldn't usually do. Like, you know when people go travelling and they're like, oh, will we get burgled? I think, oh, will I get food poisoning? Like, that's literally it. I want to eat chicken. I want to eat prawns. Like it was not just destructive to me, it was to my family, my friends, and my boyfriend. Pete couldn't just like take out and take me to a restaurant because I get stressed out about the restaurant. I need to look up the TripAdvisor reviews. It was affecting my day-to-day life, and it really affected our holiday. We went to Cyprus, and that was a big sign for me, and I just was I was hating myself for it. I wasn't living life the way I wanted to, and I didn't understand it, and I had a lot of self-hate. Yeah, and it really came to light with me when I found out I was a fussy eater, because I always thought I was never a fussy eater. Like, I love loads of foods. Like, there's only like a few things that I don't actually like. I am a fussy eater because when it comes to the quality of foods, I'm so fussy. Like, I can't have certain things at restaurants. I'm like looking at like, what's that brown mark? What's that? And so I'm a fussy eater, and I was like, I hate that I've become this because I'm so aware of it and it really puts me down. So I decided to just get help to help deal with it. So therapy is a hard one. It took a while for me to actually gain the courage to do it and admit that I needed therapy. I had this really bad idea in my mind that I thought, well, everyone else can do it without talking to someone. Why can't I just like get on with life? But that's okay. Like, your mind works in different ways and everybody's mind's different. I think in the way that I'm a storyteller and a writer, I have a very big imagination, which is really, like, I'm so happy for that. But also, it doesn't help my mental health because if I'm anxious or worried about something, I overthink and I create a scenario in my head. So it doesn't mean like you're a failure if you need therapy or if you need help. It doesn't mean you're weak if you need therapy or help. It just means that your mind's a little bit different to others, and you know so many people have it, and it's actually such an okay thing. I think everybody should have it personally. It's very therapeutic. I mean, there's a reason it's called therapy. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but I was so ashamed, and it got to the point where a lot of people were like saying to me, you know, you need to go and stuff. And so I went along. This was the second time I tried to apply. The first time I chickened out after the application process. I left it a couple of months and I realised like, I really do need help, so I went. Now, it wasn't the best experience, personally. I don't blame doctors. Doctors are amazing at what they do. We are so lucky for the NHS. I just think some don't understand the sensitivity of certain situations, I guess. It was hard. So I went to the doctor and I explained my whole issues. I explained my phobia of throwing up. I'm a very anxious person. I'm not living life the way I want to. And I also said, you know, I'm very conscious of my weight and I want to put on weight. And I really struggle to put on weight because I'm just overthinking about everything I eat. So it's really hard to like bulk up. And it felt like she ignored the first half and just focused on the second half, and she was weighing me and she was measuring my height, getting my BMI, and I was underweight. Bear in mind, I have been underweight my whole life. Always. I am naturally skinny. I'm definitely a lot skinnier than I would like to be, but I am naturally skinny. I have small features, I have small ears, I have a little mouth, like I have really thin fingers, I have tiny wrists. She was saying like how underweight I was. She said that I needed to put on weight. She said, you know, come back to me in a month if you haven't put on weight, I'm going to put you on tablets, anxiety tablets. That was really scary for me, and it hurt as well, because I'm not the most comfortable about my weight. And I know I'm skinny and I know I need to put on weight, but this is why I'm getting the help, so I can be more confident with the food I'm eating and enjoy food more, enjoy it. I love food, I love eating. I want to go back to that, but she was just focusing on my weight, and she was quite harsh with it. And like I said, you know, well, the thing is, I don't actually want to go the medication route. I don't think that will help my anxiety, because sometimes side effects of medication is throwing up. And I really just want someone to talk to. I really want therapy. And it was really hard to like try and do this all while you're having a lot of self-doubt and you're having a lot of shamefulness and you're very anxious and scared. And I came out of the doctors and just cried after that, because I did. I felt like what I was doing wasn't good enough, and I don't blame the doctor. I just don't think she understood. Anyway, she printed out these like contact lists, and I chose one of them and I referred myself. It's slightly annoying how you have to self-refer yourself, and I will let you know why. I chose this talking therapy, which I believe was online talking therapy, because I was so anxious and just so scared of the whole thing. I wanted to be hidden behind a computer screen. Turns out it wasn't talking therapy, which I'm glad for now. But yeah, you have to fill out this whole form of everything, really. And it is very emotionally draining. You've just done that at the doctor's, now you have to do that again. And you just don't want to. It just doesn't put you in the best place, but you know it's for the best reason. So I did that. I had a bit of complications because you have to fill in your doctor's number, and my doctor didn't give me a doctor's number, and she didn't give me a name, and so that was a bit complicated. I had to phone up. So as you can see, it's not the most easy process so far, but I'm so fortunate it's free. You know, it is through the NHS, and some people have to pay for this. So I'm very lucky I don't have to pay for this. So I'm not complaining. But one thing I would say is I can see how some people can get close to getting help but then back away, because it is a lot of steps, and I will tell you why. So afterwards, sent it off. I then got an email saying that I was going to get a phone call. So then I got the phone call and I had to book an appointment for a phone assessment. That really, really scared me, because not the most confident on phones, and I was just, the idea of the assessment, I was scared they were going to be like, you're crazy. Another big thing I was scared about with therapy was I kind of didn't want to go, because I knew if I didn't go, then it was almost like an excuse for the way I was. But if I did go and I was still the same, then I was like, well, there's no helping me, which is a really bad mindset to think of. So the assessment kind of scared me in case they thought that, they thought I couldn't be helped. Many weeks of missing and dodging phone calls, I finally answered, and okay, I booked an appointment, and I booked it for I think 2 weeks after that, because it was quite busy. Then the Monday came, and I was waiting. I booked the whole day off work. I didn't take Pete to work. I made my whole day free so I could be in the zone for this phone assessment that I was so scared about. And they couldn't do the phone assessment because there was a problem with the lines, and I literally just burst out into tears. And I was like, I'm really sorry, but I just don't think... At that point, I wanted to give up. I was like, I just don't want to do it. I'm going to try and find something better for me, but this has really brought my anxiety out even more, and I'm just so nervous about this. I wasn't angry, I was just so upset. I just couldn't, just waiting for that and then finding out you had to wait another week. It literally, I just couldn't. Bear in mind, I was still just trying to get this help that I was so scared of getting. But yeah, they were really, luckily they managed to fit me in that day. But then I had the phone assessment, and that was okay. It was just kind of talking away about my problems again. It's a lot of questionnaires and stuff that become very familiar when you start doing therapy. That happened, and then I wait for my results. About 2 or 3 weeks later, I get my results. They agree, I obviously have this phobia. I have very, very, very high anxiety. They're doing a questionnaire thing, so it's results. My anxiety came out quite severe, and I think it was mild depression. So they recommended for me cognitive behavioural therapy, which is like therapy, but it's a bit more, it's less just you talking out, it's more trying to work out how to deal with things, or why something's happened and how to solve it, or look back and work out why you feel the way. It's like therapy with homework, I think. I've never just done therapy, but that's the way I see it. There's different levels of cognitive behavioural therapy, and I can't remember which level mine was, but I think it was quite high up. It was a bit more of an intensive therapy. So that was a semi-relief. I was still very scared at this point, but I thought, it's moving forward. And then I was put on a waiting list, and I just waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I waited for like months, and the longer I was waiting, I liked the position I was in. Like, I wasn't very good in the head, to be honest, but I had an excuse. I'm on the waiting list, but I realised I never wanted that waiting list to end, and I'm glad it did, because I got a call to say like there was a therapy available tomorrow, and I panicked and was like, I can't do it. And then I got a call a couple of days later saying, oh, there's a therapy next week, and I was thinking, I've got to do it eventually, and I'm doing it for me, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But, you know, you never know. And so I did, and I was very nervous, but it's been good, and it's been really therapeutic. But you can understand why some people don't manage to get the help, because it's not easy, it's not quick, and it is quite tough to do sometimes. But I understand why they do it the way they do, but it is hard. But I'm so fortunate for the NHS, because I know I would have never paid for that because I was so scared about it. Do you know what I mean? I was so nervous. So I'm thankful that it's free. Like, it's insane. Yeah, that is my whole process with the therapy and how I've found therapy and what I've learnt from it. I would say I've really, really learnt that it's okay to not be okay. And I've learnt a lot about myself, and I've learnt that my phobia of being sick is a lot to do with my anxiety. It's very anxiety related. It's not just a huge, massive, irrational phobia. It's got links in, and I'm just learning how to deal with things better, and I'm learning, like, sometimes I won't feel okay with the situation, and it's okay to get myself out of that situation. But I give myself a lot of self-hate, and that's what I've got to learn not to do. I will talk more about this and maybe have a proper discussion if that's something people would like. But for now, I'm probably going to end it because obviously I don't have many sessions left of my therapy. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. It's still like a learning process for me, but this is my process so far, and I feel very good because I was so embarrassed and I finally accept it. And I have techniques to deal with things, and I mean, I'm not like, I still don't want to throw up, do you know what I mean? I still have a phobia of throwing up, but I'm starting to understand things a bit more and deal with things a bit more. It's like a gradually slow step. So yeah, I'm going to end this here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to plug my book. Please subscribe down below to my book. No, please pre-order my book, it's down below. Without giving too much away, actually, my book does relate somewhat in this video, one of the characters especially. Okay, so there was no space left in the camera, so this is just a quick bye-bye. I don't know, just please subscribe to our channel and I'll see you soon. Sorry for not ending this. Bye-bye.